You did not land here by chance, or more accurately, I did not land into your experience by chance. The message that I have, oh, there was something that was coming through when I was opening up. It was yeah, so you're otherworldly and you're anchoring your otherworldly knowledge into this world, and you're also roaming according to that divine origin and also your divine essence. I'm hearing it imprints the inroads you create on this planet. I'm seeing every step that you take sends this ripple effect of remembering. So I want to talk about the origin of star seeds today because it's going to be your point of origin. But most importantly, the truth about star seeds, because the truth about star seeds isn't that you came from the stars, it's that you quite literally are the stars. You're a multiversal, universal organism of consciousness, but you're also a multi-dimensional organism of consciousness who is streamlining itself into a single human vessel in order to be able to experience one fractal of infinity, okay? That's the message that we have opening up for you. So I'm gonna show you almost like a storybook, and then we're also gonna get into the science of it, the metaphysics of it, so that you can fully understand. I'm hearing your fluidity, your formless nature that is experiencing itself through form. And yeah, it's gonna be, I guess, a birds and the bee kind of talk, but with you, okay? It feels it feels appropriate to say around this, so let's begin. Your body is earth-born, shaped by carbon, gravity, and matter, but you are not local to this world because you exist across dimensions, timelines, and planetary star systems all at once. Each version of you is entangled with others through quantum non-local connection. A starseed is not an identity, it's a remembering, a reactivation of the truth that your human form is simply an interface between worlds. You're a conduit through which your Pleiadian, Arcturian, Lyran, and other higher dimensional expressions streamline their intelligence into this reality. You're not awakening for the first time, you're just finally recognizing the echo of yourself coming from everywhere you exist. The origins of Source and the first split. In the beginning, there was only the One, a unified conscious field, an electromagnetic awareness suspended in a vast and unexpressed void. This first being, the unity, the 𝓪𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓬, was pure plasma consciousness, a living intelligence made of electric light and limitless potential. Everything that exists now began as this singular awareness, but unity, in its infinity, desired to experience itself. It longed for contrast, for companionship, for the mirrored reflection that would allow it to know its own nature. So the One divided itself, not in violence but in curiosity, into two complementary currents, the female water-based yin and the masculine electric yang, emotion and thought, receptivity and projection, magnetic fluidity and the electric charge. They were drawn together by gravity and the cosmic love force that became the blueprint for creation itself. Their union spawned the first spectrum of beings, luminous god forms, angelic intelligences, archons, demons, elemental frequencies, all the polarities required for Source to explore the totality of its own consciousness. This intentional split created the architecture of duality we experience today. The divine masculine and feminine are not opposites, but two sides of the same plasma-based origin, fractalized through eons of evolution so that the One could perceive itself from infinite angles. Plasma is the first substance of creation. Stars, suns, and the light currents that nourish all life are forms of conscious plasma. When enough energy is added to matter, atoms ionize, electrons are freed, and plasma emerges as a conductive, intelligent state that bridges spirit and form. Every organism is built from atoms. Atoms combine into molecules, molecules form cells, and eventually, through cooperative evolution, cells merge into multicellular organisms. Multicellularity became one of the greatest evolutionary leaps. Individual cells learned to cooperate, communicate, divide labor, and unify as a single organism with a shared purpose. This is not just biology, it's metaphysics. It reflects Source itself splitting into fractals that later reunify in higher coherence. The human zygote repeats this primordial story. One cell divides into many, each carrying the full memory of the original. Consciousness follows the same pattern. The soul is the zygote, the original, indivisible awareness, and its incarnations across dimensions are the cells, each containing the entire blueprint of the infinite. The descent into density and the trauma of incarnation. To incarnate into physical form is to undergo a kind of spiritual compression. Souls emanate from non-physical realms of fluidity, light, and multidimensional perception, entering the densest physical dimension, Earth. Requires them to pass through layers of contraction. This compression is experienced as separation, trauma, and forgetting. The human journey is the leap from the infinite, non-physical consciousness into a finite, heavy, emotionally charged vessel. This shock is the trauma of birth, not only biologically, but metaphysically. The purpose, however, is not to suffer. It's to integrate. The soul learns to unify the physical and the non-physical, the dense and the ethereal, remembering that it's not the body, but the consciousness seated within it, navigating reality through this temporary terrestrial vehicle. The human vessel, a carbon-based alpha third-dimensional organism. Your human body is a highly intelligent organism composed of the cells of planet Earth. In each cell is a nucleus, and within each nucleus is DNA. And encoded within this DNA is the entire morphic memory of the Earth's evolutionary lineage. Every creature that has ever lived, every plant, every fungal network, every ancient hominid, their stories echo in your molecules. Humans truly are hybrids, biological descendants of Earth, yet infused with metaphysical lineages that stretch back to the gods, the Elohim, and the multidimensional plasma beings that shaped earthly form. Your body looks the way it does because it's obeying Earth's natural laws: gravity, atmosphere, magnetic fields, light spectrum, biochemistry. This vessel is optimized for this planetary construct. It's a perfect interface for experiencing life in a stable, carbon-based world. But you're not this vessel. You are the timeless awareness experiencing reality through it. Archetypal manifestations and non-Earth selves. Just as your human form is shaped by Earth, your Pleiadian, Arcturian, Lyran, Reptilian, angelic, and other cosmic manifestations are shaped by the natural laws of their own realms. Photonic, plasmatic, highly conducive. An Arcturian, you might have crystalline neurological networks and exist within a reality where time behaves non-linearly. Every version of you is a biological and metaphysical expression of the environment it emerges in. These are not metaphors or fantasies. They are literal incarnations, simultaneous extensions of your consciousness dispersed across the multiverse. You are a universal, multiversal organism with countless bodies, countless forms, countless identities. All of them, you. All of them interconnected through quantum non-local entanglement. Just as two entangled particles remain connected regardless of distance, the many versions of you remain unified. Your higher consciousness communicates across star systems, timelines, and dimensions instantaneously because it doesn't depend on physical space to transmit information. It's all one field. Fractals, identity, and infinite potential. When a human limits themselves to one archetype, as I am only human, or I am only Pleiadian, or I am only Arcturian, they restrict their own bandwidth. Everything collapses into a narrow octave. Identity becomes crystallized, belief becomes rigid, perception becomes confined to a single storyline. But your true nature is the opposite of confinement. You're all archetypes, you're every form, every dimension, every incarnation, every probability branch. You are the observer behind the many masks, and you are also the field that all masks rise from. To identify too heavily with one manifestation is to forget that the soul is multidimensional. To attach to one frequency is to deny access to the thousands of others that you exist in simultaneously. You are not any single version. You are the underlying consciousness that animates them all. Your human body is not merely a biological machine. It's an interface, a multidimensional instrument designed to receive, translate, and express information from the higher planes you exist within simultaneously. Consciousness does not descend into the human vessel as a single thread. It arrives as a constellation of cells, all of them new, each vibrating at different octaves of awareness. Your Earth organism, dense, carbon-based, and beautifully sensitive, acts as a conduit that can stream these frequencies into this physical timeline. You're not just human, you're a multi-layered plane of existence, a living intersection where your Arcturian, Pleiadian, Lyran, angelic, and future selves all meet. Each version carries its own intelligence, its own gifts, its own evolutionary role, and through the human interface, these selves take turns stepping forward. Sometimes you speak with the clarity of your Arcturian aspect, precise, geometric, electrically refined. Sometimes you feel with the depth of your Pleiadian aspect, heart-centered, healing, and nurturing. Sometimes you strategize with the instincts of your reptilian aspect, primal, protective, unshakably focused. These expressions are not external beings visiting you, they are you, streaming through different bandwidths of your own consciousness. The organism you inhabit on Earth becomes the central node where all these frequencies converge. When you act on intuition, when you speak words that heal others, when you feel guided and express your purpose in a way that feels beyond human, you're witnessing another aspect of yourself stepping forward through the interface. Your multidimensional body is designed for this. Every thought, every emotion, every intuitive surge is a channel through which these higher octaves move. You're a cosmic bridge, the conduit, the meeting point of all your cells. And as you evolve, the interface becomes clearer, more conducive, more capable of streaming the full spectrum of your universal identity. All of you is here. All of you is expressing through this vessel. This human life is not the limitation. It's the convergence point. Your thoughts are bioelectrical currents. Your brain is a conductor of multidimensional frequencies. Your plasma, water, and grey matter hold memories not only of this lifetime, but across lifetimes and across dimensions. Trauma can crystallize into the physical body, becoming a hardened belief system embedded in your DNA and energy field. The crystallization limits conductivity, reducing your ability to channel higher bandwidths of consciousness. When you dissolve these crystallizations, your life force flows freely again. You become conducive. You become receptive. Your multidimensional selves begin to communicate with you through intuition, dreams, synchronicities, visions, and spontaneous remembrance. This is why emotional healing is not emotional work alone. It's the reactivation of your bioelectric interface so that you can reconnect with the rest of yourself across the multiverse. Stargates, photons, and higher navigation. The sun communicates with your plasma. Photons carry encoded information from higher dimensions. Consciousness responds to light. When you absorb solar photons, especially during sunrise or sunset, your biofield opens. Wormholes, information, portals, and time matrices can appear. Sometimes these openings come as windows of opportunity, rapid shifts, catalysts, or improbable synchronicities that alter your timeline. Your galactic siblings may open stargates as corridors of safe passage or invitations to expand your awareness. Dream states, meditation, heightened emotional states can all serve as launch points. These aren't fantasies, they're natural mechanics of a consciousness that is no longer restricted to linear time or a single identity. Energy, entanglement, and returning to the 0 point. When you judge, resist, or cling to pain, you scatter your life force. Your energy becomes entangled in past events. The body becomes dense, heavy, and disconnected from higher guidance. When you return to the present, the 0 point, you detach from identification, and the pain ceases to define you. You remember that you're the alchemist and not the wound. You begin to see symmetry and intelligence of every experience. Nothing is accidental. Everything is a mirror guiding you back to your highest coherence. And as you reclaim your power, you restore your quantum entanglement with all versions of yourself, all lifetimes and all dimensions. Ultimately, you're not a human learning to be divine. You're a divine organism temporarily learning to be human. You're a self-sustaining, regenerating system of consciousness extending across realities, each you informing the others through quantum non-local connection. Earth is one of your many homes. This life is one of your many expressions. An awakening is simply the dissolving of illusion that you are only one version, one timeline, or one story. You are the source fractal, remembering itself. I hope you enjoyed that birds and the bees talk, okay, about your cosmic origins. And, I've been saying this for a long time. It's not the first time that I've explained about starseeds or, again, who you are, but I wanted to break it down with illustrations just so that the mind can comprehend what your soul already knows. You know, I'm not really telling you anything new. I'm gonna go pull some starseed messages for you, okay? Just to really integrate all these messages and see if there's anything specific that you need to know. First one, weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. So this is about the stories that have played out. I'm hearing specifically on your Earth timeline because you have perspective at the void at the base. Stop, embrace winter, the great cosmic rune. There could be something that you're finally releasing because I see winter as a point of, I'm hearing descent into the underworld or descent into darkness, and there's just something around a clearing that's taking place for you right now, where there is a part of you that's untouched by time, unaffected by the events transpired through your space-time travels. So this is huge for you, okay? This is huge. Let's also get another message. So weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. This is just going to be a confirmation reading or something that you need to hear most right now. Imrana, where are you being called to journey to? This reminds me of, okay, nothing that has happened before this moment even matters. There's something around bring yourself back to now and bring all of you back here because, oh, now there's nothing holding you back. That's what it is. It's like the Fool, where he says something along the lines of, oh, you lost everything? Well, that's great. There's nothing holding you back now. That's what this feels like. It's that kind of moment. I'm hearing give yourself permission to move on. Give yourself permission to embark on a new journey. I also see these points, you know, it kind of looks like Stonehenge and other ley lines and points. So I'm seeing it as an activation point. It's like you're being guided into some new area of your life that is now being activated by you coming to yourself. Okay, there's something around you coming home to yourself. It could be a lot to process, okay? It could be a lot to process. Let's also pull a soul's journey message for you as well. Tell me about this. Where are you being told to go? This is not having the weight of the past hold you back. We have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. There's something that you're being called to move. And what's interesting is forgiveness may be the only thing that is holding you back. Forgive the version of yourself that did the best with the information that they had. You know, this is definitely what it reminds you of. It's you moving through this system, now honoring your intuition in a way that you haven't not just cultivated, but you haven't trusted yourself in listening to, and how you've now cultivated that self-trust with yourself for sure. Now, forgiveness is I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So there's something about unconditional love for yourself and every version of you, right? Octave, every dimension. Let me rechange because change leads to growth, and growth over time leads to evolution. And there's something that you're being called to now evolve into, right? This next chapter, this next version of self. I'm hearing, what does that look like for you? And how will your life reflect that how will your life reflect or mirror that version of self? I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. There is a certain comfort in the idea of living a life without surprises. The status quo has an appeal, but you will never learn or grow if your circumstances stay the same. Everybody wants life to be better, but that requires change. You have chosen to incarnate into this physical dimension called Earth because of the myriad of opportunities. If you don't take advantage of them, what's the point? Staying within your comfort zone is overrated. With change comes transformation, and with transformation comes evolution. Stop viewing change as good or bad, because all change nourishes your soul. Don't equate it with a lack of control. Life happens and it's supposed to happen. You can direct how it plays out. And you always have the power to change. Oh, sorry. And you always have the power to accept a change that redirects your path. That's what this is. It's somebody, it's you, right? It's like you're accepting a change in your life that must happen now that you have changed, and it's simply because consciousness has woken up within this construct. When consciousness wakes up, it begins to behave very differently. You know, it's like, have you seen the video of one, like, okay, like It reminds me of, hold on, my WhatsApp status, which says, let me see, it says, where am I? The wave collapses when, and it's a light wave when observed, it begins to behave very, very differently. That's what this reminds you of. And I also have other ones, and this is specific. It says the key exists in superposition. And also I have invisible coordinates and off the grids of time. Those are like my WhatsApp statuses that I kind of go in between. But they're showing that to me for a reason. The wave collapses when it's observed. There's something around you making a choice that actually increases the probabilities and actually collapses a probability into part of your reality. That's what this is. It collapses in timelines instantaneously into your existence, and you're seeing the fluid nature um that you exist in, like the fluidity of this nature and also the fluidity of your own nature. And that requires a level of detachment in order to be fluid and free flowing through this existence, okay, to be formless once again while playing and experiencing yourself within form. So it's moving through density without losing yourself to it, all the stories that have played out in this realm, okay, because I'm hearing that's not all there is and that's not all there will be. Okay, let's get a archangel animal message for you, spirit animal message, and see what spirit animal is in your camel. Mm. Be forbearing and patient, Archangel Jophiel. One of the cutest animals in the world, in my opinion. Let me read the camel for you. Where is it? Camel. So camels incarnate from 𝓤𝓂𝓪, the ascended aspect of Sirius. They carry much wisdom and are waiting patiently to share this with humanity. They will download this to us as we become more telepathically receptive and are ready to progress into the new golden age. As camels move from meditative empty deserts to noisy chaotic towns, they're learning and teaching us about balance. They are also transforming lower frequencies into light. Much sacred knowledge from 𝓤𝓂𝓪 is contained in their divine blueprint. Sorry, I got a really funny message on my family group chat. Um, much sacred knowledge from 𝓤𝓂𝓪 contained in their divine blueprint, and this may pass into the golden fifth dimensional ley lines. Wherever they go, they're helping to maintain the grids for us. Camels are also demonstrating to us to use our resources wisely. They have learned to conserve what they have and use it with discrimination so that there is enough for everyone. That's what this gives me. It's that you have this golden elixir that is sustaining you along this journey that you're embarking on, okay, or this new journey in which you're about to embark on. But then you also have boundaries where if you give too much, you cannot pour from an empty cup, essentially. That's what this is, okay? There's something around make sure that you're good first. When you got to put on your mask first and then another person's. So it also says you are blessed to receive this card of wisdom. It suggests that you hold golden wisdom in your divine blueprint and that it's in your life plan that you've contracted to share this with humanity. Who are you, right? This path calls on you to practice patience and forbearance with humility. You will feel ahead of your time. Many will sense the light that you carry and will react to it in different ways. So you will need to stay in balance to whatever is happening around you. If you do not fully recognize who you are, your guidance is to sit quietly, place a golden, sparkling light around yourself, and call upon Archangel Jophiel, the angel of wisdom, to help you attune to your true self. Then expect the deep knowing held in your soul to start coming forward. So the camel is with you, okay? This is a very specific archetype that's assisting you in this change, this transition, and this journey that you're embarking on. And I'm hearing it's an inward journey that's then going to reverberate outwardly. So With that being said, I'm gonna love and leave you right there, my love. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing because we'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Autispread if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. Today I'm wearing the solar plexus chakra collection. Okay, so you can shop by chakra, zodiac signs, different individual gemstones, intentions. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Let me know, guys, did you know this about star seeds? Is there certain resonant parallel lives that you feel you are more deeply connected to, or that you are able to retrieve more memories from, or just an instinctual knowing? That is for a reason, I'm hearing. Okay, that is for a reason. You're working with this octave of self that's seated at a high level of understanding, that can see the full landscape of time and space when it comes to your third dimensional journey, and that intercommunication with your plasma origins and all your different points of origin are changing the way that you reflect to your mission or your journey on earth, specifically emotionally. Okay, so I see it all the time, right, where you have south nodes want to do birth charts. You know, you have fixed stars and the south node may be conjunct you know, certain fixed star placements, and you know, that's like Pleiadian star systems or Arcturian star systems, things like that. So there could be someone that comes into their incarnation on earth and they hold a lot of memories from that star civilization. So yeah, it's very, very interesting and multifaceted, because you can connect to different ones of yourself at different times. But ultimately, individual separation creates universal separation. When we have individual awareness, we also have universal awareness. So with that being said, I'm gonna love and leave you right there. Until next time, bye.